Live over here on Instagram. So welcome, everybody. We got a great show here for you. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday right now, bro?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday today?
Yeah.
Shit. Everybody, if you didn't know, it's Wednesday right now. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Patrick Carr Show. Anthony is behind the camera per normal. We've got a great day of news coming to you from across the country right now. We're going to check audio here real quick. Some of you might be joining us for the first time. If you're a new follower to the show, I want you to know that we do this live every single day that we can. All right. And we do that because we want you to get the unfiltered look at what we do around here. This is not something where we're putting a bunch of edits to it and then you get some refined, polished show. Instead, you're going to get exactly what we think and be able to tell you some of the big news that's happening across the country. Today is no different. We're going to try to bring you stories that you're not getting on normal news outlets. If you're local to Florida, you're going to love some of these stories like we are in Orlando. If you're national, these stories can affect you, and I promise you, you're going to find them to be interesting. This is not the stuff you're going to find on your Apple feed. We're jumping right into it, everybody. The first story we're going to cover today is going to be Sloth World. If you are in Orlando, it was an attraction that was planned to open. We're going to give you all the facts and the breakdown of what's happening. Here in Orlando as well, a young man was recently killed on an e-scooter. We need to discuss what some of the laws are surrounding these e-scooters and why it should matter to people across the country. Tomorrow will be the last show of The Late Show. We're going to talk about Colbert's exit right there and why it means something here to not just marketing, but to culture as well. I'm going to go back on a story, Anthony, that we had 2 weeks ago when we heard about the news from McDonald's. We're coming full circle with this story about why McDonald's is taking away our rights. All right. McDonald's has just absolutely crushed us with that story 6 weeks ago or a couple weeks ago. We got the backstory now. McDonald's is going to war with Starbucks. And finally, everybody, there is a fruit that is in your aisle at Publix or your local or your local grocery store that flat out can make your skin look younger. Forget all those $100 serums. I'm telling you, you're a few bucks away from having the skin that you want. Our first story today, though, does take us to Orlando, everyone. Now, a few weeks ago, we covered the story of Sloth World. If you are not familiar with this story, what happened is an individual, looks like, I'm trying to get the guy's name right now. Do you got this guy's name right now, Anthony? Trying to look at what his penalties are. I had it pulled up here for this guy, this owner. But I want to talk about a little bit about what's happened with him, who was under investigation for civil charges.
Ben Agresta?
Ben Agresta, we may be pronouncing his name incorrectly. This individual ordered sloths for Sloth World, where people are going to be able to go. They're going to be able to hold these sloths. You know, they were going to be able to walk on you and grab them, take a bunch of pictures. Well, it turns out he wasn't that great of a guy. All right. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I believe that. A lot of these sloths died in his care. And following that, we had a civil investigation that was opened. This happened only after 21 sloths were found froze to death after he had ordered that first shipment. Now, the state gets involved and they have a civil case against this son of a gun. However, to give you an update, that civil case has been dropped. Here's the reason why, everyone. There are three things that caused this civil case to be dropped. Number one, sloths are considered class 3 wildlife. You are not required to report animal deaths to the state for class 3 wildlife. Again, three reasons that they did not get these civil charges. Number two, they fixed the inspection. They knew the inspection was coming, and by the time they got there, they'd already changed everything. And so the temperature within the warehouses had already been changed. So you have to find the actual cause of death. You actually be there as a detective to find it. They had changed it before the inspection actually happened. And then number three, intent. Florida cruelty statutes say that you have to have proof of intent. This Agresta guy, he says that it was unpredictable that a foreign virus is what killed all of these sloths. Now we move into the next section right here, which is going to be a criminal case. And here is where I stand on this one, everybody. Most of you don't know. Here in the state of Florida, there is now a new law that was enacted in January 1st, 2026 that has not been used yet. That law is called Dexter's Law. it adds a 1.25 sentencing multiplier on aggravated animal cruelty cases involving intentional torture or torment. It also will permanently ban, it permanently bans any kind of expungement of the actual conviction. And get this, it creates a public animal cruelty offender registry, similar to what you see with the sex offender registries that are out there, searchable, permanent, and it is public. Now, our state attorney has said that they are going to move forward with this. My thought is this, okay? They can prosecute under the statute's failure to act clause, which says that a person in the custody of an animal falls to act when resulting in a death, commits aggravated animal cruelty, negligence is enough. I want them to go after this person for all 55 deaths of sloths that have happened at Sloth World. Then I want them to tack on a 1.25 sentence multiplier onto this son of a gun. Folks, there are 55 counts of death under this individual, all right? And he is responsible. You own the business. You take the responsibility. You are accountable. You do the time. Each count, 55 years in prison, each count 5 years in prison plus a $10,000 fine. Let's add that 1.25 multiplier under there, and this guy's not getting out for over 100 years. That is what we need here. We don't need a place in society for people like this. I've said before, the worst of us are the people who ever do anything to children, and right there with them are those who do things to animals that are helpless, that have done nothing to you. There's no excuse for this guy. None. And anybody who wants to ever defend, like, oh, we shouldn't. I've had it with the justice thing on this. I've seen enough of this story to know one thing. Just because you're not required to do something by law doesn't mean that it's right when you don't do it. For instance, just because they are a class 3 wildlife, when you have 21 animals die inside of your care and you decide that you're going to do absolutely nothing, that's not just sitting there like, oh, it's just another day. No, that's being a person right there. What else are we talking about? I don't need the law to tell me that this guy's a sicko. I don't need the law to tell me that we don't need this guy opening another business in Central Florida. What we need is the guy behind bars. What we need is our attorney general to step up and actually prosecute for animal crimes so that people who do this to dogs, cats, sloths, any kind of helpless animal whatsoever do a max time in jail. I'm so sick of this back and forth. Like, well, how much time should he get? Slap on the wrist? No, max. And let's hit him with this Dexter thing. All right. Kind of a weird name given that show, Dexter, right?
Yeah.
Like whoever came up with that, wonder where that came from. We'll have to look at that one now. But I'm telling you, Attorney General Monique Worrell's office, I'm talking to you. Okay. Do something about this. Send a message to people who want to hurt animals that it will not be tolerated in Florida, and then other states will follow suit.
Yeah, honestly.
Come on, bro.
I just find it crazy that how did we not see these 50 sloths die until just like a couple months ago? Like,
I know.
And it was over just months of span time. It was just what are we doing? Why, like after 3 or 4, come on, guys, like let's look into it. Let's figure out what's going on. And now there's like over 50, and it just, even after when they rescued them, there was like
a lot of them died after rescue.
Yeah, there was like I think 4 or 3 or 4 died right after, and it's just heartbreaking.
Here's what the story for me is like this, Anthony, because I agree. It's the not reporting it part that really breaks it for me. Okay, if this was an individual who actually was telling the truth, and it was a virus as he claims it was, and nothing could be done, blah blah blah. Okay, wouldn't you report that immediately? Wouldn't you go and go, oh my gosh, I love these animals so much. I can't believe what is happening to them. I need help. No, you didn't. You tried to cover it up is what he attempted to do. And anybody like his attorneys are going to get in touch with, okay, got it, blah, blah, blah. But they're also sometimes, I love the court of public opinion sometimes. He may be innocent in some ways. The civil case is not going through. I don't know what's going to happen with the criminal case. But I know enough to be able to look at this and go, you're a piece of crap person. And I know enough to know that this individual is not going to be somebody who adds jack to society once or if he gets out of prison. And it's because you don't fix this. All right. These are not good people. And I don't mean that from like a respect of like subjectively. Objectively, you are hurting a defenseless animal, not reporting it, and then more of those defenseless animals die. And it's like, we're not going to do anything because the law doesn't require us to. Come on, Orlando, Florida, step up, make this prosecution and make it stick.
And honestly, too, there's 55 of them that
55.
died. So it's like, you're
Unreal.
telling me that all maybe 5 of them
Yeah.
maybe had a virus, but not all 55 that died. And there's a whole warehouse that was just freezing cold, which the temperature needs to be at a certain range for them. And in one day, I think it was like 12 or some like a big number of them died. And so you're telling me that was all because of a virus? Come on.
I know. And then the problem is by the time the inspectors get there, of course, they'd fix the warehouse. So the inspectors don't have anything on the civil case. Luckily, I think that what they're going to have on the criminal case is going to be a lot stronger here. I just, from my standpoint, Anthony, we'll go on to the next story. I just can't stand it right here if this is just another case of somebody getting some probation, a few fines, and then they get slapped on the wrist. Okay? I really cannot stand when I see that for animal cruelty. And I want them to apply this Dexter rule. It's here for a reason. Torment. This is the definition of that, okay? Keeping a defenseless animal inside of a warehouse where they have to literally freeze to death is not right. And so I have no sympathy for it. I don't want to see it be something that is swept under the rug. I want this individual to pay the full extent of the law, including our new law, which is Dexter's law here in Florida, which I love. Wasn't even aware of it until this case, but just sounds like a Ron DeSantis thing written all over it. But shout out to the, our legislature for passing this son of a gun. But let's get this taken care of. Let's send a message, everybody. That kind of behavior is not welcome in Florida and will not be tolerated. Let's move on to story number 2. I wish I had great news in story number 2. We'll get a little bit lighter after this, everyone. But it's a story worth talking about. This one came across our feed this morning right now, Anthony, as a Lake Nona teen was killed on an e-scooter of all places or all days on Mother's Day. 13-year-old boy died after being struck by a pickup while riding his e-scooter in Moss Park in Lake Nona. His name was Colton Rimsberg. He died May 13th. He was riding to buy his mom flowers for Mother's Day. An absolutely heartbreaking story. Why are we covering this? Okay, it's because of scooters. And I really want a couple of things to come to mind, because if there's somebody who watches this, they watch our short, parents out there, be warned, all right? We all know, if you've driven for a long time, that there are terrible drivers out there that are not paying attention to cars. They surely are not paying attention to scooters. And when you put a 13-year-old or 12-year-old or whatever it might be, even if you think they're just out there on your road or your cul-de-sac, it's a dangerous place for them to be at right there. And unfortunately, right now, the laws have not caught up with scooters. To give you an example, here in Florida, no driver's license, registration, or insurance is required. Now, helmets are required for people that are under the age of 16. DUI laws do apply, okay? But because we've had such an influx of scooters inside of the state across downtown Orlando, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, Jacksonville, the number of injuries from these scooters has jumped 178% from 2024 to 2025. And I think we'll see the same jump from 25 to 26. And it's because people think that because maybe they go up to 20 miles an hour, that these things are not deadly, or that these things cannot, they're fine for kids. The problem is not the actual person navigating the scooter. It's the people around them. It's the driver who's texting. It's the individual who's not looking out for maybe a kid on a scooter, which is a smaller thing to see than a semi or a car coming your way. Nobody wants to see somebody's life cut early like this. I can't imagine the pain that this family is going through. And so I really implore the parents out there, as you think about your kid riding these scooters, what kind of safety are you putting in place to make sure that something like this doesn't happen to your family? The laws in Florida have fallen behind when it comes to e-scooters. They've been such an influx of this stuff over the last, really 4 years across downtowns and green, there's all different brands, bird scooters, you name it. And what I think right now is we need to catch this thing up. We need to put laws into place that are going to make it harder for young people that are under the age of 16 to get on these things. And unfortunately, in this case, to pass away.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Heartbreaking. And yeah, I definitely agree. There should be some sort of law or something that can help these young people like running these scooters and stuff, and whether it be helmets or something.
They are required to wear helmets under the age of 16, but who's enforcing that, right?
Yeah. And
I'm gonna tell you this. Speaking of enforcement, I'm gonna switch gears here, okay? Because we're talking about the enforcement of scooters. The enforcement that needs to change in Orlando is the enforcement of the homeless problem that we have here. If you want to know what I would do, you make me mayor of Orlando. We fix the darn homeless problem at every intersection that we have around here. Okay. I'm going to tell you, when you go to the Kia Center right now, one of the problems that you got is parking your car, dealing with homeless people when you come to every single light. You don't know who's crazy. Some of these guys come up to your car, batting on the window because there's no enforcement right now of this. The reason that people don't like to go to the Orlando City games and park anywhere is because it's a crappy part of town with homeless people everywhere that nobody wants to do anything about. And here I am. I was talking to some police officers. They want to do something about it. They don't like it as much as what I do and what you do. The problem is the city's not doing anything about it to enforce it, to give them someplace to put these people. So they end up right back on the street, and we end up in a loop where people who live in Orlando, you have a family that comes up to a light, constantly have to sit there and go, what comes next? Like when I have it concealed with me and I have a gun right here, I'm looking at this guy like, man, I hope this guy doesn't make a mistake, right? I hope he doesn't do what I think he could do to me, because I don't want to have to do that. That's a terrible place to be at. And it's because Orlando, despite our resources, city beautiful, all of that stuff, has not done anything about it. And it's not the police officers, it's the enforcement that we have from the city level who does nothing about the homeless problem at every single intersection. We already talked about downtown. Now, add in the fact that we got homeless all over downtown, that nobody wants to do anything about vagrancy out there. And that is what leads to a city that is falling apart, and people that don't want to be a part of that city and are flocking out of it with their businesses. Because if I walk downstairs from my business in downtown, I got to walk to lunch and deal with 3 homeless people on the way because nobody wants to do anything about it. Enforcement. And it doesn't start with the police. They've got their hands tied. All right. It starts with the city level and the leadership here stepping up and doing something about it. Come on. City beautiful. I'm going to tell you, what's the guy's name?
Buddy Dyer.
Buddy Dyer. The only thing Buddy Dyer is known for is his voice on the tram when you're at MCO going from A or B over to catch your flight. And what does he say over there? Thank you for visiting Orlando. We're assured that you didn't catch everything that we have to offer here, and we look forward to you coming back to whatever it is. You know what I mean? If you're returning home, welcome. If you're one of our 22 million visitors and all that. Anyone else know anything the guy did? Anyone? Somebody? Bueller? I mean, meanwhile, we talked about downtowns falling apart, homeless problems out of control, businesses are flooding out of downtown into other counties. That's a fact. And so people talk about, oh, Buddy Dyer, but no wonder the guy's leaving. All right. He sees the writing on the wall. This city has not grown like it has the potential to grow in a long time. And everybody knows it. This city has the biggest tourist attraction. I want you to think about this, Anthony. I'm on my rant right now. Put this on the YouTube. Here's my rant for Orlando. We're sandwiched between the largest university in the country, all right, and the number 1 tourist destination in the country. And Orlando as a county can't grow. Meanwhile, you've got areas like Polk County with Sheriff Grady Judd that people are flocking to right now. Seminole County, people are flocking to. Lake County, Orange County, right? Why? Leadership is what it comes down to. And there ain't none, because they don't have a spine and they don't have a backbone around here. All right. And because they don't have people in place that want to enforce laws to help businesses. The people that are losing in Orange County are businesses right now. And if you want people to start to come back into those high rises that they're building over there next to the Kia Center and right there in downtown, we talked about across from Lake Eola. If you want people to do that, you want the business owners and small business owners to be buying those condos. And you want people that actually want to live downtown. Nobody wants to live downtown right now. And the people that do are like, well, I got my lease 2 years ago. It used to be a lot better. Now look at it right now. Yeah. Enforcement. And it's because we have in Orange County, there is just nobody with a backbone to be able to say, we're going to stand up and do the things that we need to do to enforce laws, help small businesses grow, bring small businesses to this county, and make downtown a vibrant place, both during the day and at night, that is safe for people to go and frequent. That is what it needs to be. It's not difficult.
Yeah, there's definitely just like a big, just homeless problem there because it's just rampant. And
again, it's not the police, bro.
No.
Go talk to Orlando, go talk to Orlando Police Department. Go talk to Orange County Sheriffs. They want to do something about this. Problem is they feel defeated. Okay? Where are you going to put them? What do you do? Mm-hmm. Right? Is it worth it? So what we need is leadership in this city, if you want to grow the damn city, to step up. I mean, I want you to look at it this way, Anthony. When's the last big project that you saw going up around Orlando?
Theme parks, but that's about it.
Right. I mean, everybody, when's the last big thing you saw going up around the city of Orlando? The last one I can think of is that hotel that was across from the Kia Center that has kind of that balcony that goes around it right there.
Oh, you used to work in that building.
Okay. So that, in my opinion, was the last big project that I saw. The only other one I can think of is that data center. They look like they're in between Winter Park and the Altamont exit, that glass building right there. Not the I-4 eyesore, but the other one.
Oh, I didn't know that was a data center.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of data center stuff there. I believe it is. I can't think of other big projects that are going on.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to know why? Why are people flocking to other areas of the state and not Orlando? That's it, folks. It's leadership. It's the fact that you're not making an environment that businesses want to come to and flock to. Nobody wants to be downtown. The rent prices to work downtown are insane. I looked for our business. I was thinking, great, be downtown, tech area, all that stuff. Then you walk downtown, me and you go to lunch today downtown, and I got to deal with 3 people who are, asking me for money, not sure how they're feeling. They're not mentally well. I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do to defend myself if I say no, because Lord knows I look like a guy they probably want to take a shot at. Here we go. And so that would be that's my rant about that crap.
Honestly, too. And the one thing that annoyed me a couple of years ago is that whole I-4 project.
Oh, God.
It was just, I was like excited. Oh, they're opening up 2 more lanes. This is going to be great for traffic. Nope. Express lanes, and you got to pay for it. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Yep. Got to pay for it.
Great. 2 more lanes. Maybe that would have fixed the traffic. But nope. Now you got paid lanes. Well,
people have no problem. I don't have any problem. That's all I said. I had no problem paying more taxes. Got no problem paying the city more money. What are you going to do with it, though? All right. I mean, the other thing about this is if you've ever visited Orlando, go drive from Walt Disney World to Lake Mary. All right. There's a drive right there that would take approximately 30 minutes. It's butt ugly. Why? We have the #1 tourist destination and the #1 university in the country. And we can't make this city look good. Go to other cities. Go down South Florida like Boca. Go down to West Palm and drive sometimes down there along I-4. Some of the places, it's beautiful. It doesn't take much to beautify a city, right? Use those dollars to people to come to Orlando and to go, wow, there is actually something really different about this place, right? Make it so that when people come to Orlando, then when they have their drive that comes from MCO over to Disney, when people are taking the Disney bus, it's disgusting. About the only thing you're guaranteed to see on that drive right there is Rachel South and then the ski, like the little ski, like the water ski thing they have on the side. Everything else is just ugly. You may get the JW and the Ritz way off in the left-hand side, but you're basically going down and then you hit I-4. It's ugly from there, and then you get to Disney and it looks good. What is wrong with this city doing something to make it actually beautiful in a place that when people leave leave that airport, they go, wow, this place is impressive. Wow, Orlando. I've heard so much about it for 10 years. Now, man, this is beautiful. Instead, it's just warehouses. It's old billboards with the Blue Man Group or something. And it's like a cheap rundown version of Vegas where you're sitting there going, where are the parks at? Like, where are we going?
Yeah, and then you go down Colonial and you got that giant Fashion Square Mall that's just completely just dead.
Yeah.
And it's been dead for like years and still just there. Could be something cool, could be there, but
nope. Doing nothing with it. We've only got about 15 minutes left here, folks. So I'm going to get into our last three stories. This one's a national one. If you're watching us from anywhere else or if you're watching us in Florida, it'll affect you. Just so you're aware, the Tonight Show will end tomorrow. It is not a suspension. It's not the end of the season. It is done. All right. After 33 years, The Late Show is coming to an end. Now, a lot of people have said it's because Colbert has become a little bit too liberal. He's forgotten maybe some of his comedy roots. I argue that is not the case. Actually, it's a numbers game, everyone. Late night ad revenue across all networks has dropped 50%. That's $439 million in 2018, only $220 million in 2024. The Late Show alone, ad revenue has fallen more from $121 million to $70 million. The show reportedly loses $40 to $50 million every single year. It is not the show that is broken. It's the platform. And I think that people need to understand that. This is a lesson for business owners, and where you put your money has to change with where your audience spends their time. No one's watching late night TV because no one watches TV. Live show here. No one watches TV. So with that in mind, there's no ad revenue coming in for The Late Show. And eventually you've got to sit there and go, do we keep on running this loser of a show or do we get rid of it? Does it make sense? Everybody's, oh man, he turned too liberal and that's the reason against Trump. It has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is that you couldn't make any money on this thing. And so where do people put their eyeballs now? Well, it's diversified. It's fragmented. And that's what you have to be as an advertiser right now. And we run a media company here. So business owners, if you're listening, if you run a bar, a club, I don't care what you do. You're running a fitness, you're a small business owner. What do they call a personal fitness? A personal trainer. Yeah. I think of the name. Doesn't matter what. You have to be diversified in your platforms. Right now, we're live on 4 different places that we need to go because we know that our audience is in different places wherever they're comfortable. If you're only on television, you're dying. In The Late Show, what they attempted to do was to try to take their episodes, put them over to YouTube. They couldn't figure it out. And they die because people are not going to continue to invest in a place where eyeballs are not, where attention is not being garnered. He could be funny. He could have great guests, but that right there is a dying platform. And so it doesn't matter how good the content is if nobody's willing to watch it.
I could see him honestly going in, or maybe he already has, just like next year opening up, like starting his own podcast or something. Because you know what? I've seen a lot of like these late night hosts go to podcasting and they're doing pretty well.
They are. I think that the podcast world is there for them because they're used to it, right? Yeah. You're used to sitting down with somebody, interviewing them, mic in front of you. I think the secondary thing, the reason why these shows like this are not working anymore is because there's so much more access to celebrities than what there was 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. So you can go over and watch a Theo Von podcast and you can see somebody like Donald Trump on a Theo Von or a Joe Rogan being introduced. Or can I talk? You can see someone like Joe Rogan being interviewed on Theo Von. You don't have to wait to see the Tonight Show. You don't have to wait to see Arnold Schwarzenegger or on the Tonight Show. You can see it on a podcast on YouTube, and I can type in it right now. We pull it up on the TV and see it 10 times over again. It used to be just 20 years ago, these shows were your access to people that were stars, the people that had influence. But now there's you can turn on Instagram and half these people you can see them directly. You can message them because of new platforms that we have. And so these shows are a dying breed on a dying platform. It has nothing to do with being liberal or being conservative. It's all about the green. It's the money. And Colbert and cable television couldn't pull it in. And so they pulled the plug on these guys. It's a lesson to a lot of businesses in how you're advertising right now. I want to go to our fourth story of the day. Man, I love this one. This has been the one I couldn't wait to get to because I've had questions about this for weeks. All right. I was very upset about this, All right. McDonald's has declared war on Starbucks, everyone. Just a few weeks ago, we broke the story right here that McDonald's is pulling its self-serve drinks to put them behind the counter by 2032. It'll be a staggered rollout, so a McDonald's near you may not have those self-serve drinks anytime soon. We had a question. Why? Well, McDonald's has answered us, everyone. They are putting in what are called beverage specialists inside of their McDonald's to compete with Starbucks. These specialists are going to be doing refreshers, crafted sodas like Dirty Dr. Pepper, and they're going to start doing like crafted coffees behind the counter. And so what McDonald's was doing was taking control of their inventory, understanding that they don't want people walking up there to get your coffee and your drink and stuff like that in the morning. They're going to have their own barista. So the question is going to be, what do people like more, the beverage specialist or the barista? Now, we're going to have to see what kind of service these people give behind the counter, what kind of drinks they can make. I don't even know what a Dirty Dr. Pepper is, but I want to try it. Okay. But they've pulled everything behind the counter. They're going to train the staff and actually drink quality, try to speed up the lines that way, roll it out to 14,000 stores. And I'm going to tell you what's happening with Starbucks. They have an identity problem. Starbucks can't figure it out. Starbucks doesn't know if it's like a liberal hip place or if it's a place for small business owners who just want to get some work done between meetings. They can't figure it out. And they're having such an identity crisis over there that McDonald's, who's brilliant, is recognizing what's happening with them and they're pouncing on it. They're saying, we see weakness. We see it all over. And I'm telling you, McDonald's is looking at this as a real estate play. Yeah. They know that there's prime real estate that Starbucks owns. And so if they can get a hold of that real estate and they can push out Starbucks, it's a small price to pay, maybe a few $1 billion over the years, to introduce these beverage specialists and start pushing Starbucks out of the real estate game and getting that premium property, premium locations, so they can put in more McDonald's. This is chess and checkers, everybody. McDonald's, I doubted you. I doubted them. I was pissed. We all were, okay? Because everybody wants to go up to the soda and get one of each, and you should have to be able to do that as a kid so you can taste how bad it is. But man, Anthony, they proved me wrong.
Yeah, I got my McDonald's back here in my little iced coffee from this morning, actually.
Well, soon you'll be getting that from a beverage specialist.
I don't know if you said you haven't had a Diet Dr. Pepper or
it's Dirty Dr. Pepper. You know what a Dirty Dr. Pepper is?
Oh yeah,
what is it?
So it's like it's kind of weird, but like
okay.
You know the Mormon Wives, like that show.
No.
Okay, so there's like a whole.
Where is this going?
There's a whole reality show called The Mormon Wives.
Okay.
And so they drink this drink on I think it's called like Swigs. It's like this fast food restaurant because they can't drink alcohol. So there's so they have like a soda and they put creamer and vanilla, like all this weird stuff in it.
Okay.
So it was popular in Utah, but now because of Mormon Wives, all these people want to try this dirty Dr. Pepper, dirty soda stuff.
Okay.
So now all fast food places are starting to add dirty Dr. Pepper and all these fun drinks in their
wow.
Yeah, so McDonald's is doing it. Taco Bell just had it. And I think Wendy's is doing it now. It's crazy.
Starbucks ain't ready for this fight.
Nope.
Starbucks is not. Starbucks is weak. I'm telling you, McDonald's is this is a real play by them right now. This is not a small investment. Think about what they're doing. They're saying that on thousands upon thousands of stores, we're going to bring everything behind the counter. We're going to compete against a Starbucks. And I think what they're also saying is I bet we can slim down the menu to what people actually want, not the, cherry, frappuccino, foam latte, coke, because I bet that there's 90% of people don't want that. I bet there's 7 drinks that 80 to 90% of people actually order, right? And so if those drinks right there are quick, efficient, I bet they taste good because they do a good job there with breakfast at McDonald's, people are going to flock to McDonald's, and Starbucks is going to lose market share even more than they already have. Huge move by them. I love it. I doubted you, McDonald's. You proved me wrong. Our last story of the day as we go here, okay, folks, is going to be grapes. That's right. Grapes, everyone. Are you ready to save your skin? Well, then you better go buy some grapes from your local supermarket. A new study just came out 2 days ago. Scientists have discovered that eating grapes can actually change your skin at a genetic level. After just 2 weeks of daily grape consumption, volunteers show signs of improved skin. 2 weeks with grapes. All it takes, man. Who would have thought? All right. So you go into the skincare aisle. I mean, I was buying some lotion. We were going to Las Vegas just a couple of days or last week. I was getting something for my lips. I'm looking at the lotions and they're like $30 at CVS or Walgreens or wherever. They're so expensive. Who would have thought? I just go over and get some grapes right now, and you can go ahead and you can have better skin right now. It is a bigger pattern right now that we see. There are people that are reverting more to these whole foods like this. I think we went through in time when there were a lot of powders. We had a lot of processed fats. We had a lot of things in our food that people are becoming more wise to. And I think that with a balanced diet, including things like grapes, things like skin, hair, nails, your sight, all of that stuff can become better. But I looked at this study. I mean, there was a lot of people that were in this study, and they said that the actual benefits of this were noticeable within those people that showed improvement. So, I mean, shoot, I don't know how many grapes you got to eat, but they come with those little containers at most places, right? Go in there, buy some grapes, eat them for a few months, and send us a message and let us know if these things actually work. But who would have thought that it's grapes that are going to save the day possibly for people's skin? I think in general, I think we can all agree we'd probably be better off if we ate more grapes, fruits, vegetables, whole foods in general. So many of us, like myself and you, we drink these energy drinks right here and put shit into our body. Crap into our body that we shouldn't. But I was reading that and I thought, grapes are the secret to great skin. Who would have thought that was the case?
You know what we'll do? We'll start drinking grape energy drinks. Grape flavor.
I never thought about it. I'm drinking rainbow sour stripes today.
There has to be some grapes in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a rainbow.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot. I mean, it's got a rainbow of fruits, and one of them is purple, I'm sure, which is a green, which is a grape. Yeah. So, yeah, this is my vice. We all got our own vices, everybody. I mean, so whatever yours is, I hope that hope you're enjoying it today. All right. So we had a lot of great stories here, Anthony. I'm really happy you got a chance to cover these, from skincare to sloths to the unfortunate incident with the scooter, McDonald's and their takeover, and then the Late Show. So, folks, like I said, we really appreciate you joining us here on the Patrick Carr Show. Hope you got a lot out of this one. And we do this every day. We'll try to jump on, catch it here with us. Thanks so much. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, right timing right there.
Yeah. I was about to say, I feel like that's the first show we did without talking about AI, right?
Oh,